Let's talk about guide search and user guide using the Noteflight editor. When using the Noteflight editor, you have your menus in the left and you have your palettes on the top. But let's say you want to take an action and you can't find it in here, right? Let's say I want to put an accent on this C and I don't know to go to articulation accent. Well, the one thing you should always know and you should always show your students is right above, the guide button right up here. This guide is one of the most awesome and important things in the Noteflight editor. And we try to put it as high level as possible, but it's so easy to miss. I get that. In the guide, you can search the entire editor for anything you need. So let's say I can't find accent. I'm just going to start typing accent. Notice it's auto searching as I go. So my fourth result is accent. I can keep searching and get down to it. There's accent. Now notice right underneath, it shows where accent is with a huge orange, Noteflight orange arrow, and it points. And if you can see, it's kind of hard to see on a zoom, but articulation is actually highlighted, so it's showing you, it opens the articulation menu and it points to accent for you when you do that. That's really important because it's like self-learning. It's showing your students where this is. So you can go and you can select this action on the menu, but also the action that this result is actually selectable. So I can click this and it applied my accent right there. That works for anything you can find. Oh, I want to write a song. How do I do lyrics? Well, let's just find lyrics. Aha, text palette, lyrics, but I don't want to scroll my mouse all the way over there. That's way too much work. Now I sound like the kids, right? So I'm just going to click this and say hi. And now I've written my first lyric, which is hi. Very original. So you could do that with anything. Now, let's talk about the user guide, because this guide search is also directly tied into the Noteflight user guide. So I still have lyrics in here, right? And let's keep this now. So in lyrics, notice it shows editor. It's searching in the editor, but also it will search in the user guide. So now I can go to lyrics in the user guide and it will always open in a new tab, and it takes me to the Noteflight user guide, and it takes me right to the lyrics section, and it shows exactly how to use lyrics. And so every section of the user guide directly corresponds to the palettes. So let's just show you, I'll show you what that means. So I'll go back to my menu. I have a score menu, an edit menu, a duration menu, etc., all the way down to view. If I go to my user guide, there's your shortcuts, there's some quick start information, note entry, but then it gets right into the palettes: score, edit, duration, rhythm. It follows the same order. Not only that, every action has its own URL. So if I want to learn to transpose, I can click transpose. Here's the instructions, but notice this is a dedicated URL up here. So if you're creating an assignment for students and you'd like students to learn to transpose, you can actually take that URL and paste it in your assignment and say, here's a link to your Noteflight assignment. And by the way, you can get ahead of the questions, right? Here's the user guide information on how to transpose. But I guarantee once you show the students that they can actually search the Noteflight editor like a Google search, they'll just use that and find it right away. So you have access there as well. The last thing I'll show you is that in the user guide and guide search section, you also, lyrics in the editor and the user guide, we always show you the help center. So if you can't remember that support.noteflight.com help center, you can click and it will always take you or your students to the help center where you can find the information. And the help center has step-by-step articles with pictures and everything you need. So that is using the guide search and user guide.